Welcome to On the Couch at Trinity P3, a regular catch-up where we discuss some of the issues facing the marketing industry and hopefully come up with some solutions. Today, I'm joined by Mike Morgan, who's the co-founder of High Profile Enterprises and also the content director for Trinity P3. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks, Darren. It's a pleasure to be here.
Terrific to have you here across the ditch on such a beautiful day in Sydney.
It's gorgeous here, yeah.
Look, Mike, one of the things that I remember very clearly is when we were introduced to you about 4 years ago, I think it was, one of the things you said to me was, open Google, type in SEO for SMEs, and it came up with High Profile Enterprises, which was a great demonstration of the power of search engine optimisation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm reading a lot at the moment that headlines that says SEO is dead. You know, do you think it's dead?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, and it is remarkable. Every year, if there's ever a major update at Google, there are a lot of articles put out straight away to take advantage of that. SEO is dead is something that's going to get clicks.
Yeah.
It's definitely not dead. There are so many reasons why SEO is such an important part of any web strategy, and that's not going to go away anytime soon.
Because it's an increasingly complex and competitive environment.
Mm.
It would seem to me that beyond paying for your search, SEO would be the natural thing that people should do. And yet we see a lot of agency websites that have virtually no SEO at all.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's a big mistake out there, is to ignore the potential that organic search has. That's a massive trust factor to be able to rank highly in the organic search results rather than the paid ones. And by not getting that foundation right, people are missing out on a lot of potential business.
Absolutely. Look, one of the other areas of beyond SEO is that Professor Mark Ritson from the Melbourne Business School recently came out and said, all this digital and social media marketing is a waste of time and that people should focus on traditional. Now, has that been your experience? What would be driving that?
Again, I'm not sure what the reasoning was behind that particular announcement, but in our experience, the internet has been used more and more, and you just have to look at major news channels to see how often they're referencing social media or sending people to websites for more information, more detail, to understand how much the internet, and particularly with mobile now, people, wherever they are, they're tuned into the web and they're actually looking for information the whole time, and that's only going to grow. So if you ignore the digital side of things, that's a huge growing chunk of any business that you're ignoring.
I think one of the problems with the discussion is that it seems to be either or rather than both. I mean, to me, both have roles to play.
Yes.
But, especially for building engagement with an audience, don't you think the online has a huge opportunity there?
It does. I mean, the online space is a very engaged space, but the broadcast and the PR side of things are still important as well. They help build authority, and for organic search, if you've got a fairly authoritative brand, then you've got a good chance of ranking. And Google is getting much smarter at working out who's trying to manipulate the algorithm and who really deserves to be there. Yeah. So all of that offline stuff does contribute, but if you ignore the digital side of things, that's where a lot of the growth will come from. And that's what we're seeing. So
one of the key areas for us, and this has been working with you at High Profile Enterprises, is content marketing. Yeah. I mean, content marketing has been really successful, but we hear about a lot of brands really struggling with this whole idea of content. What do you think is causing that problem that they have with content?
I think a lot of it is not analysing what the goals are going to be at the start of any project, and so that understanding who the audience is and what they're interested in, what the solutions are they're looking for, should be looked at right at the outset, and from there you can develop a strategy around the content. So there are too many brands that are just churning out content and because they're on a schedule and that's what they feel they need to do, and it's not engaging with anyone because they haven't actually identified who cares to start off with. So get that part right, get the technical foundation of it right, and make sure you're getting value and quality the whole time. And I think that's where people are falling down. And they measure it 6 months in and they go, hey, this isn't working, let's try something else. Well, let's go back to paid.
Well, it is a long game, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, it's not campaign-like where you just do a few posts or a bit of content and then hope that works.
Yeah, you've always got to be there. It's something that you've got to commit to over the long term. And you've got to have a little bit of patience too, because the results take a while to start to generate.
Well, the other way people find content is through social media. But I have to say, one of the things that I've noticed working with you is that social media has really built a personal brand as well for me. But a lot of brands, again, really struggle, and a lot of individuals struggle with how to make social media work with their own personal brand. What advice would you have for people wanting to build their brand, their personal brand, their reputation through social media?
I think again it comes back to the content that you're sharing. I mean, social media can work in a lot of different ways. It can be fully an engagement platform, so that you are having conversations with people, and that's okay. But I find that it's more effective from a personal brand perspective if you're actually creating content of value yourself that has got your author name on it, and it's building your reputation as being an expert in a particular field. And over time, as you share this, and as people engage with you on it, people start to think about Darren Woolley, he's an expert in this particular field, and that's where the visibility globally becomes quite strong. So first of all, quality content, got to create that, and then have the right channels. So choose the channels that the people who are in your potential market are going to be on, whether it be LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook or however that works, and just make sure you're constant, you're consistent. There's no point in engaging for a week and then disappearing for a month. You've got to be publishing, you've got to be
on a regular basis. But you're being incredibly modest here, because Mike Morgan is also has a very high profile in your category for SEO and social and inbound marketing. How have you built that reputation?
Again, it's hard work. You've got to be there. You've got to just every day turn up and actually get content on there, and you start to get noticed after a while. If you're creating good content yourself, even if it's curating content, and that's been very successful for us, is finding the very best stuff out there on the web and putting it out in compilation posts and explaining why people need to care about these things. And that gives us a bit of branding as far as being a little bit ahead of people on what's really going on out there, but also being able to be a good filter for people. There's thousands and thousands of things published every day, so we can find the very best ones and we can put them out there, then people can go, okay, we need to go and see these guys because they keep us up to date with what's going on. And that's, having that consistent approach to social media as well has meant that I've been picked up in a couple of top lists sort of thing for SEO and so on, and that's really great for us. It's you take a little bit of grain of salt and go, it's fantastic, it's really good, we've been recognised for this, and move on. But all of that helps our own SEO as well, because people will link to our website and say these guys are a good reference for this, or they've been noticed for this, and it's all, that helps everything else work well. All of these different strategies, they all connect with each other.
So if a marketer comes to you and says, we've been doing digital marketing and content marketing and social media marketing and it's not working, what would be the first areas that you'd look at to help them improve the performance of those areas?
Always to start off with is an audit of their SEO work. That always takes into account social and content work as well. So you're looking at the technical SEO side of things to make sure that their assets are functioning how they should be, and to find out where there's either problems or where things could be improved. And then you look at the strategic side of things. So you've got technical and strategic, both from that audit process. Beyond that, you develop a strategy. You go, okay, what are the goals of this campaign? This whole project, where do we want to end up? Who are the people we need to be talking to, and where is business going to come from? So all of those things have got to line up, and then you work out which platform is going to be the most effective and what percentage of that project goes into each one of these different areas. So every single project is completely different. They follow the same basic pillars, the principles, but they tend to vary from industry to industry. So yeah, foundation correct first, make sure that's all right, and then where does the strategic stuff come into it?
Terrific.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for joining us on the couch.
A pleasure. Yeah, it's good to be here.
And thank you for joining us on the couch, and make sure you subscribe to the Trinity P3 YouTube channel and stay tuned in for more on the couch coming soon. Thank you.
Thanks.